So what's happening when it comes to Zebec? I want to mention something that Simon, the CEO, talked about not that long ago, even though nothing I say is financial advice, and even though I am not telling anyone to do anything, this is purely my perspective. But did you know, in a recent Spaces, which I've talked about in one of my previous videos, but there was something else that Simon mentioned there actually, and he mentioned about what could very well be coming in Q2 of this year. Now, what is Q2 or quarter two of this year? Now, that's starting from April 1st to June 30th. Again, that's Q2. What did he talk about in regard to that? He kind of alluded to how there was going to be some expansion that's going to be going on in Q2 for Zebec in terms of the institutional side of things. I think that right there could very well mean something, because that's kind of very similar, right, to when Simon is going to be attending that conference in Las Vegas from April 30th to May 1st. That fits within Q2. And he says there's going to be some expansion going on. What will it be? We'll wait and see. But we all know that XRP Las Vegas is going on from April 30th to May 1st. Simon's going to be there as a keynote speaker. Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there as a keynote speaker. And he already clearly mentioned that there's going to be some expansion going on in Q2 of this year, which again, if we take a look at Q2, it's from April 1st to June 30th. Isn't that pretty cool? So I guess that's what might be happening when it comes to Zebec moving forward. What will he announce specifically couldn't even be totally different to what he's planning to announce, because keep in mind, he says that he's planning to announce something major at XRP Las Vegas in that conference. But what if, let's say, him talking about expansion when it comes to the institutional side of things, what happens if it's totally different than that? So that means what, maybe there's going to be two major announcements? Who knows? But I'm saying, either way though, I won't complain, because if this sort of expansion that he's talking about is the one that he's actually going to announce at XRP Las Vegas, then so be it. I have no complaints, even though I don't know what it is yet, because he hasn't announced it. But I'm saying, if that is the case, I have zero complaints, because that's already pretty good anyways for a project right now, especially to be announcing things and even expanding in terms of the institutional side of things. That's already going to be pretty impressive. But if it's separate from that, let's say he announces something in Las Vegas and then he talks about another announcement afterwards, or maybe even before, that right there, I'd be even happier, because either way, I have no complaints. Either there's only going to be one major announcement in Q2 of this year, so be it. If there's two, I guess I'd be happier. So either way, I really have no complaints as of right now. I get it. When it comes to the sentiment, it hasn't been doing the best when it comes to Zebec. Even though that could be the case when it comes to the charts of ZBCN, in terms of the amount of holders, it's been increasing actually as of late, which is pretty bizarre to see, especially at a time like right now. Increased by around 4,000, at least from one of my previous videos before. Because remember, when I was making some videos not that long ago, it was around 96,000 holders, and then it became like 100,000. So yeah, so when it comes to Zebec as of right now, it's pretty commendable, I think, what they're doing in terms of trying to improve. And I think that's a testament to the leadership when it comes to Simon, because I think a lot of things do start with the management in a lot of projects out there. We've seen some other projects out there become very mismanaged. Sometimes the team, I feel like, doesn't really know what they're doing in some cases. But when it comes to Zebec, I see Simon still going at it, still updating the community, still working on partnerships and stuff like that. That's what I like seeing. I think the management in this case, I do find it pretty fascinating for the time being, because I just think it's pretty cool. Other projects out there, the team kind of gave up, but I just don't see it here, because a lot of projects out there, they're really driven by the team in terms of the fundamentals in a lot of cases. Not in every single case, but I'm saying sometimes it's driven by the team, like the developments, what's going on. So when I take a look at something like Zebec, if the main criteria is that a project like this needs to have a good team, and I kind of see that maybe in terms of, I guess, basing it off of the developments and kind of the improvements, if I do view it in that way and I think it's a good team, then what do I really have to complain about? I mean, the market cap, sure, it's not doing the best, below 300 million as of right now, but a lot of projects are also not doing the best. So at a time like this, I do want to focus on the ones that I still think are doing pretty good fundamentally speaking, and the ones that are ultimately still trying to improve. However, there's something else that actually I might want to suggest to Zebec, and that is if let's say they already did the Stellar partnership, and who knows, maybe if they do a Ripple partnership, that's pretty awesome, right? So that would be like the cherry on top. There would be almost nothing that could kind of overtake that if that was to be the case. We'll wait and see though, but I'm saying if let's say they maybe did hypothetically a Ripple partnership on top of already doing the Stellar partnership, you know what I'd like to see them do? I'd actually like to see them partner up with other projects within this space. Like for instance, I'd like to see them partner up with Onyx, which is its closest competitor. I'd like to see it partner up with Swiftcoin and even XPR. I'd really like to see that because if Zebec does that, it would be kind of unprecedented, right? Because other niches out there, they don't really want to partner up with their competitors. They don't really want to partner up with other projects within its own niche. But I feel like sometimes it might be a little bit of a mistake because why not? If we take a look at, for instance, not that long ago, right? Which I know it happened quite a while back ago, but I'm just saying, remember when like Ocean Protocol, Fetch AI, and as well as Singularity Net, remember not that long ago when they kind of, I guess, unified basically, and then it became ASI Alliance? Not to be confused with, KSI, the YouTuber, but I'm just saying, when we take a look at that right there, it was pretty unprecedented at that time. They were kind of focused on the same niche anyway, so why not just combine? That's the way to take a look at it. We've seen it before happen in the AI space, but when it comes to the global trade and finance space, we kind of haven't really seen that to that extent. I'm not saying Zebec needs to combine with Onyx. No, I'm not saying that, but at least have a partnership. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool. Also with XDC, why not? I mean, they already did Stellar. If they did Ripple for whatever reason in a hypothetical scenario, we'll wait and see. It would only be natural if they did, XDC, Onyx, just to, I think, change it up a little bit. We've seen it again in the space of AI. We haven't really seen it a lot in other spaces out there, but why not? Why not start with Zebec in the space of global trade and finance? I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would kind of actually increase the attention when it comes to Zebec. Because imagine this, if they had a partnership with XDC, keep in mind, XDC is bigger than ZBCN as of right now. XDC is currently ranked 73rd in the world in terms of market cap within the space. The market cap of XDC as of right now is around 610 million, so it's over double that of ZBCN, so that would be pretty cool. So we already know it's larger than ZBCN. Also, it has a very dedicated community. So if let's say Zebec has a partnership with that, can't some of them also indirectly start looking at Zebec? Also, not to mention, even though Onyx, as of right now, or should I say XCN, has a lower market cap than ZBCN, it actually has more holders. So if we take a look at XCN as of right now, which has around 145,000 holders, so around 45,000 more holders than ZBCN. Imagine if Zebec had a partnership with that. Wouldn't some of the holders maybe take a look at Zebec as well? So that's the thing. Why not? I think that would actually be a very interesting move if Zebec did that. They haven't done that, but I'm saying, why not? So Simon, if you're watching, why not do that, right? Come on. I think it'd be pretty interesting, Why not, right? I mean, again, XDC is more popular than Zebec as of right now. XCN, or should I say Onyx, has more holders than ZBCN, so why stop at Stellar? Or maybe if they're planning to do something with Ripple, again, if that is maybe even the case, don't stop at that. Try something else, right? Try with XDC, try with Onyx. Why not? Or maybe even Swiftcoin, XPR. I know there are smaller projects than this when it comes to Swiftcoin, XPR, and as well as Onyx, but why not? Why not have more of a presence within the space? I think it'd just be pretty cool nonetheless. And we already know what Zebec did with Lattice, and Lattice, it's on Canton, and Canton, it's pretty popular as well, or should I say very popular, but they've already done that, right? Again, with Lattice, which is on Canton, we already saw the Stellar partnership. Who knows about Ripple one? We'll wait and see. I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Mali the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.